Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Media News on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Anthony Momodu. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Niconsat. Governor of Ondo State, Lucky Ayedatiwa, says the 2025 budget of his administration will be meticulously structured to capture the developmental needs of every part of the state. The governor said this during the campaign tour of APC Congress in Akoko Northwest local government area of the state. Kikelomo Okere has the rest of the story.
Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa's tour to Akoko Northwest local government received a warm welcome from the indigenes of the community. Speaking at Ogbagi Akoko, Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa says the 2025 budget will be well structured to ensure that no part of Ondo State is left behind. He says the 2025 budget will inculcate infrastructure and other essential services to meet the yearning of the people.
And even though we have done budget review or supplementary budget, but yes, to be able to accommodate certain areas, things that we did not envisage before. We were preparing the 2024 budget. Don't forget, 2024 budget was prepared in 2023. So by expanding further, we're going to accommodate infrastructure based on the demands of the people, security, vote more money, and we look at our allocations now and what is coming in, and other things we are going to do. Look at the revenue and then look at projects and programs.
The governor assured traditional institutions in the state of more robust continuous support if elected. He, however, warns that any selection of traditional rulers that is not ratified by the state government will have a day in the court of law.
So this is just getting to us as a government, and like I promised them that we'll look into it. And we have an example of two different individuals that made such attempt at the time, and they were arrested and charged to court. So these ones we put, we investigate further and see, and if that still persists, we may have to do same.
Speaking on behalf of the 27 traditional rulers in the area, the Owa of Ogbagi, Oba Olashendi Ujo Adetono, assures the governor of their unwavering support ahead of the election. Ayedatiwa expressed gratitude to the monarch of the area for their support during the APC primaries and their renewed endorsement ahead of the November 16 gubernatorial election. From Akure, Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
The national chairman of the All Progressive Congress APC, Abdullahi Ganduje, has inaugurated the National Campaign Council of the party for the governorship election in Ondo State. The inauguration ceremony held in Akure, the state capital, with Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu as chairman and former Deputy Senate President Ovie Omo-Agege as secretary. Kikelomo Okere has details.
The ceremony was attended by Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, and his Ekiti State counterpart, Biodu Oyebanji, both of who are chairmen of the subcommittee of the campaign council. Speaking at the event, the national chairman of Progressive Congress, Abdullahi Ganduje, says the national leadership of the APC will leave no stone unturned in its efforts to achieve an overwhelming victory in November 16 governorship election in Ondo State. The chairman further charged members of the committee to put all effort into the campaign to make the party's victory a smooth one.
This geopolitical zone is a task that must be done. Yes, sir. Through democratic means. We urge you to mobilize members of our party, mobilize members of public to ensure that we win this election. We are here to encourage you. We are here to motivate you.
Accepting the role as the chairman of the campaign council, Governor Sanwo-Olu Babajide expressed confidence that the people of Ondo State will vote massively for Governor Lucky Orimisan Ayedatiwa on November 16, 2024.
We want to assure our party, we want to assure all of you here that we do everything within our means, constitutionally, professionally, within the norms of any election, to ensure that a free, fair, highly competitive election and campaign about issues is what we will be doing.
In his address, Governor Lucky Orimisan Ayedatiwa thanked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, acknowledged his leadership and vision, unifying the party and fostering a renewed sense of hope among its members. He says the inauguration of the campaign council is a display of the strength of working together. Highlighting the administration's achievement over the past 10 months, the governor says his administration has constructed over 70 kilometers of rural roads aimed at enhancing access to agricultural area, job creation, including recruitment of workers in critical sectors, as well as enhanced healthcare delivery.
It's a display of the strength of our will when we work together. It is the evidence of our capability, which by God's grace will produce victory on the 16th of November 2024.
However, Governor Ayedatiwa honored the late Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, the former governor of Ondo State, with a moment of silence to pay respect to the deceased. The high point of the event was the inauguration of the National Campaign Council of All Progressive Congress for the governorship election in Ondo State, and the handing over of the working instrument to the chairman of the council. From Akure, Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
In a bid to align the priority of its citizens with its proposed appropriation bill, the Zamfara state government has organized a town hall meeting to collate inputs from stakeholders that will help design the 2025 budget estimate based on the needs of the citizens. Queen Agaba has details.
The state deputy governor, Mani Momuni, says the idea of the citizens' budget is aimed at improving accountability, transparency, and openness in governance, and to address the identified needs of the citizens. The deputy governor therefore called on traditional rulers to conduct similar town hall meetings at their domain to harness the needs of the people and forward the resolution to the Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning.
You may recall that during the preparation of the 2024 budget, government collected such input for you, especially your royal highnesses and civil society organizations. Looking into the budget, most of the projects you nominated were well captured. Similarly, this administration has implemented a number of such projects, and many others are undergoing procurement process at the moment, as highlighted earlier by the Honorable Commissioner of Budget and Planning in his opening remarks.
Commissioner for Budget, Zamfara State, Abdul Malik Gajam, says the town hall meeting is aimed on planning and preparation for the 2025 appropriation bill to enable stakeholders make their input so that it could design citizen-centered budgets which will capture the needs of the people.
Number one, His Excellency in that bill reduced government spending. Before the era of Dr. Dawda Lawal, the recurrent expenditure of the state was relatively close to higher than the capital expenditure. And in every economic or financial books, when liability are higher than investment in capital expenditure, then we are going towards a road that will crash the vehicle. What he did, he reduced government agencies from 28 ministries to 16 ministries. From agencies and directorate, there are almost 100, reduce them to less than 50.
The representative of the United Nations Children Education Fund, UNICEF, Cotonou Field Office, Issa Maru, says there is a need to increase budgetary allocation for health, recruit qualified health personnel and teachers to provide quality services in the sector.
Very grateful to the government of Zamfara State, particularly the priority put in place to the social sector, where health, education are given priority. However, we would like to appeal to the government to consider increase of the allocation to the health sector and education. The current budget allocation percentage to the health sector is very, very low. Only 77% of the total budget was allocated to the health sector. And this is below the Abuja Declaration 2001, where all the states committed to allocate 15% of the total state budget to the health sector.
The chairman, Zamfara State Council of Chiefs, who is also the Emir of Anka, Atairu Ahmed, suggested the introduction of fault tax to checkmate the activities of bandits. He says the idea will help the government identify criminals and responsible people in town and communities. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
In a landmark effort to raise health awareness, the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare held the Maiden Health Promotion Day in the nation's capital, Abuja. The celebration is meant to draw attention to the power of health promotion as a tool for sustainable health outcomes in Nigeria. Here is Queen Agaba's report.
Health Promotion Day included interactive sessions, health screenings, and educational talks on topics around nutrition, physical activity, and managing non-communicable diseases. Representatives from healthcare organizations, NGOs, and community health workers joined the event, rallying around the message of proactive health awareness. Professor Ali Pate, in his keynote address, emphasized that health promotion goes beyond treatment. He also launched the Know Your Numbers campaign, urging Nigerians to regularly check their blood pressure and other vital health markers. He says the initiative is aimed at early detection and prevention, highlighting that many common diseases affecting Nigerians are in fact preventable.
Today, as we celebrate the first National Health Promotion Day, we are putting a stake on the ground that this movement to make Nigeria healthier, to produce health for all Nigerians, is a reality, and that we are committing ourselves to move forward, to take those steps to improve the stock of health, to prevent diseases that can be prevented.
The Ministry of Health hopes that the establishment of Health Promotion Day will help foster a culture of preventive healthcare nationwide, lessening the burden on Nigeria's healthcare system and enhancing well-being across communities. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Ali Pate, has advocated a collective approach to health promotion in Nigeria. The minister made this known at a press briefing in commemoration of the Health Promotion Day held in Abuja. Again, Queen Agaba has details.
Emphasizing the essence of Health Promotion Day, Professor Pate says the day is to promote health and well-being and serves as a reminder for Nigerians to check blood pressure, vitals, and adopt health-conscious behaviors. He urged Nigerians to take steps in maintaining their health, adding that the ministry is determined to save lives, reduce physical and financial pains, as well as promote health for all. The minister described health promotion as the core of the ministry's mission, emphasizing that it is about fostering well-being rather than simply treating illnesses.
Nigeria's people are its assets, and that in the future of this country there's a possibility of prosperity. And that prosperity comes if you have a healthy, well-developed population. And that's why health and well-being of Nigerians
has been one of the key pillars of the President's Uniform Agenda. And when we set our goals last year, when the President unveiled his agenda, we said our goal is to save lives, to reduce physical and financial pain, to produce health for all Nigerians.
The minister identified fostering a culture of health consciousness and prevention as essential factors for building a robust, resilient, and healthy Nigeria. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
The Minister of Police Affairs, Senator Ibrahim Gaidam, has observed that law enforcement agencies do not share information among themselves. Gaidam said each agency tends to operate independently in this regard rather than collaborating with one another. Speaking at a workshop aimed at fostering interagency collaboration on information sharing among law enforcement agencies, the minister warned that with the insecurity affecting many parts of the country, these agencies must abandon the independent approach and put first sharing classified information and intelligence to effectively combat insecurity. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, has announced that electricity will be restored to northern Nigeria within the next 3 days. Adelabu disclosed this while responding to questions from senators regarding the power outage affecting the region and the reoccurring grid collapses across the country. The Transmission Company of Nigeria reported an outage in the northeast, northwest, and parts of north-central Nigeria after the 330 kilowatt Ogwaji Upper double circuit transmission lines 1 and 2 tripped. According to the executive director of the independent system operator, Nafias Siatu Ali, the Shiroro Kaduna transmission line supplying power to the north was vandalized by insurgents. The Minister of Defense, Alhaji Mohammed Badiru, has reiterated the federal government's commitment to combating terrorism in West Africa and the continent in general. He said this in Abuja when he received a delegation from the Islamic Military Counter-Terrorism Coalition from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, led by Major General Mohammed Al-Mogidi in his office. Badaru said the federal government hoped to achieve these by supporting the coalition, lamenting the continent is bleeding to terrorism. He explained that by supporting IMCTC, Nigeria reaffirms its dedication to regional and global security, underscoring the importance of collective action in combating terrorism. The Osun State chapter of the All Progressive Congress APC has announced the suspension of former governor and ex-minister of Interior Rauf Aregbesola over allegations of anti-party activities. The decision followed a request from the Ilesha East Local Government APC Executive Committee, which petitioned the state party chairman Tajuddin Lawal to take action against Aregbesola, citing his alleged involvement in actions that undermined the APC. The committee, in a letter, accused Aregbesola of promoting factionalism and colluding with opposition parties, among other allegations. The Ogun State government has shut down Obada Grammar School, Obada, Idi Imi, over the death of an SS2 student of the school, Monday, Arijo. This followed the arrest and suspension of the teacher allegedly responsible for the death of the student last week as a result of corporal punishment. The principal of the school, Mrs. Tamrat Onalakbo, who was earlier issued a query for allowing corporal punishment to be used on the pupil against the established rules and regulations in the state, has also been suspended. This was contained in a statement by Lekon Adeniran, the chief press secretary to the Governor Dakpo Abiodun, to journalists. Meanwhile, representatives of the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology were also said to have visited the family of the late student. The Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities have urged the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, Wale Edun, to release their 4 months withheld salaries. This call follows President Bola Tinubu's approval of payments. The unions firmly dismissed any prospect of further meetings or negotiations with the federal government, emphasizing that the Ministry of Finance should do the needful by disbursing the salaries directly to their members. The SANU President Muhammad Ibrahim, who made this statement during an appearance on a television program, said the President has given the approval and the Ministry of Education has conveyed the approval. Ibrahim revealed that while the government reached out to the striking unions on Monday, the unions were skeptical about any meaningful outcome due to a history of failed negotiations. The chairman, House of Representative Committee on Information, National Orientation, Ethics and Values, Olushola Fatoba, says the new skills and vocations introduced into school curricula by the federal government are to enhance practical skills and employability. Fatoba, who urged parents and school children to embrace the new development in the curriculum of primary and junior secondary schools, said the initiative is a testament to the fact that President Bola Tinubu has the interests of Nigerian students at heart. The lawmaker representing Ekiti Central Federal Constituency 1, who spoke in a chat with journalists in Ado-Ekiti, however, called for the inclusion of a historical program. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has issued a stern warning to banks in Nigeria regarding ongoing disruptions to online banking services that have impacted customers. The Commission expressed concerns that these disruptions hinder customers from accessing funds, making payments, and completing essential transactions. In a statement released by the FCCPC Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer Tunji Bello emphasized that these disruptions have negatively impacted millions and have serious implications for individuals and businesses alike. The Commission highlighted that under the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Act of 2018, customers have rights that ensure fair and accountable service delivery, including the right to quality service. The Managing Director of the Niger Data Development Commission, Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, says the Commission will not relent in providing the needed support to the Nigerian Police Force and other security agencies in the region to enable them to function optimally. Ogbuku stated this when the Commissioner of Police, Bala Muhammad, recently redeployed to Rivers State, paid him a courtesy visit at the Commission's headquarters in Port Harcourt. This was contained in a statement issued on Tuesday by the Director of Corporate Affairs, NDDC Selidi Thompson Wakama, and sent to newsmen. Ogbuku added that despite the Commission's recent domination of the operational vehicles and communication gadgets to the Rivers State Police Command, a contract award for supplying solar lights to the 9 Police State Command headquarters in the region will soon be completed. You're watching Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When Midday News returns, Dangote faults fuel import as Tinubu summons Edun, Dangote and Kyari. Details of these as well as business and foreign stories coming right after the break. Please stay with us. Welcome back from the break. Barely 3 weeks after raising the price of premium motor spirit, popularly known as petrol, Nigerians were outraged when the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited adjusted the pump prices of the commodity. The National Oil Firm raised the retail price of petrol in Abuja to 1,060 naira from 1,030 naira per litre, and also in Lagos. It was confirmed that the NNPCL stations increased the unit price of the commodity from 998 naira to 1,025 naira per litre. This came as the Dangote Petroleum Refinery faulted the continued importation of petrol by oil marketers and the NNPCL, despite the fact that the commodity was produced in the country by the $20 billion Lekki-based plant.